Okay. Are we live? We are live. Brilliant stuff. Brilliant stuff. Hello, everyone. Good to see you. Is this camera a bit low? Okay, and then... yeah, that'll do. Okay, so hello everyone. Who we got in chat? We've got Can Sensei, Cheesemo, El Kane, all the usuals. Spade Mori, hello. See what people are saying. I'm doing good, El Kane. Hope you are too. Good to see you've made stream. It's been a while, I think. Candy Sensei, by the way, Cheesemo donated to bring the pillow out. Did he? I don't see no donation, but I'll trust you. Once I get to end the chat, I'll get the bloody pillow out. I'll trust you, but I'm not seeing no super chat. I'm not seeing it, but we will see. But yeah, I'll do it. Will the stream bring us any closer to Steel Ball Run episode 2? Probably not. I don't think we're getting that anytime soon. Oh, sorry, this camera's still annoying me a bit. Is that a little better? It's a bit better. We're up to. I love this latest chapter, bro. I want you to review it. I will be talking about the chapter. Do not worry, because the chapter is really, really good. A lot. I really like. 1 minute early. I don't know where this "I'm late" shit comes from, because I'm very rarely late. I'm usually early these days. Nostradamus upscale. I mean, to be fair, we all knew Nostra was a top tier, so it's very much what I expected for Nostra, and I'm glad. See, because you guys know that like all my stocks are in Kentucky and Nostradamus. So like my two big stocks, and in these two chapters we had great showings from both of them. So that makes me really happy, because my goats are doing good stuff. I called it with Nostradamus last stream. Yeah, we got some. Oh shit! Yeah, we did I just remember we did predictions last. Okay, I need to pull up the predictions from last stream now. I forgot we were doing that, which means we can do predictions for next chapter in this stream. So that'll be fun. Now what's gonna happen is I'm gonna have to find where I put these predictions, because there's many places that I could have saved these predictions to. There they are. Found them. Okay, cool. So we can be doing some prediction-y stuff as well. So that'll be fun. Our first stream doing that. For those who don't know, went ahead last time, we will each chapter we get in our. Each person gets at least one prediction. Gets a maximum of one prediction for what they think is going to happen in the next chapter, and whoever gets the predictions right, we have not actually decided what happens, but you get a thumbs up from me at the moment. Already this touchy show my head. Well, this camera just doesn't like to be in the right spot, and I slouch a lot. Cheesemo has donated. Yes, Cheesemo, thank you very much for this for the donut. As always, you're very much appreciated with all your donations. I will get the pillow out. Don't worry. I just want to catch up the chat first, then I'll get the damn thing out. It's just a staple of the streams at this point, and I don't know if that's a good thing or not. I just realised your dog kind of looks like the dog that we made the statement so trash, even this gang clowns in meme. I'll take it as a compliment for the dog. Also, I'm just saying there's something in the background that no one has, not a single person has mentioned, and I mean the chat is kind of covering it up at the moment, but you had a good few minutes at the beginning of stream where there was something to point out in the background that you have not pointed out yet. So shame on you all. So I read Ragnarok Apocalypse of the Gods, and it's fun, but I mainly read it because of Morrigan. Doing it for Morrigan, I know the kind of man you are. Yeah, Apocalypse of the Gods is... I will always say it's entertaining. It's never not been entertaining to me. It's always been very entertaining, because it is... it's just kind of insane, some of the stuff that happens in it, just from a writing standpoint, but I always find it quite enjoyable. Nostradamus would have wiped the floor with Loki, by the way. Oh yeah, Nostradamus would absolutely destroy him. I think Nostradamus is definitely... when you come to, obviously, power scaling Ragnarok is an absolute mess, But like generally, you've got like that top tier, which is like Adam, Zeus. I think most people would would be happy putting Odin and Kentucky in that kind of tier as well. And then below that's like your top tier that isn't the top tier, so like Beelzebub, like Susanoo, Okata, Poseidon or Thor, depending on who you ask, Tesla, Sasaki, Buddha, stuff like that. I feel Nostradamus is definitely going to be in that tier, but he could be a little bit stronger. But yeah, I think Nostradamus could be very, very strong. 100 Girlfriends. I've still not watched it. I'm sorry. Well, it doesn't help though that one of my mates, me and my mate have now got into this thing where we basically just watch, like, most days of the night we get on Discord and just like watch a show together. But what it kind of means is that I lose a lot of my time to watch other anime, is us watching anime together. And most of the anime we watch together is like stuff I've seen that I'm showing him because he's not watched enough. So it's eating a lot into my anime watching time, rewatching stuff I haven't seen. But I did just get to rewatch Grand Blue, which is one of the funniest animes ever made, and we're currently rewatching Frieren. And you guys probably know I love Frieren, so I've got no issue rewatching it. What happened to your hair? Nothing's happened to my hair. It's just not particularly styled. You heard about the community discourse happening over translation and leaks. I know the main translators, are they abandoning it or something? I don't know the details. If you know the details, LK, I'd love to hear them. I know vaguely what it's happening, but I'm not sure why. The other APOC match was air for hype and fight, but this new match looks promising, at least for me. I think the thing is, now that we know that there was some kind of trick to what Muramasa did, like Death's, the God of Death's like, oh, you cheated. But I'm like, given what we saw in like match 3, I don't know to what extent you could even have cheating in this goddamn tournament, because like, you know, you can kind of get away with anything at this point, and it still be kind of fine. So I don't know what he did. I assume it's more like there's conditions or some kind of situation to it, and that he can't just pull that out at all times. If so, I think that kind of saves the power scaling. If not, then Muramasa is just going to be like a Zeus tier character, or this won't make any sense. But for this new match, I'm quite liking it. I'm really liking Emma. I'm really grummy. The God of Death, I don't mind him, but he's not quite grabbed me the way I hope the character would. Okay, let's get this pillow out then, people. Oh, there we go. Is the camera still good? Well, I can't really put it any more to that side without squashing the cat, so it's kind of going to have to stay there, I'm afraid. It's like great. Let's see if that helps lighting. Roll on Discord server for a month. I can make a new role for them. Any Discordy stuff, you kind of got my permission to do it, because you know I don't go in the Discord much. Can we make a gentleman's agreement, guys, to not talk about Chainsaw Man ending? I really want to. I might still do it. I really want to do a Chainsaw Man ending stream where we discuss it. The issue is, I obviously, when Chainsaw Man ended last week, the leaks for Ragnarok were already starting to come out, so I didn't want to do the Chainsaw Man stream before this stream, because what would have happened was we just probably end up talking about people would be mentioning the leaks from Ragnarok and the Chainsaw Man thing, and we'd probably get off topic, I imagine. So I might still, if I can find time later this week or early next week, I might try to get a Chainsaw Man a live stream out so we can talk about the ending, because there's a lot to talk about in the ending. I don't want to talk about it in this stream because obviously this is a Ragnarok stream, and obviously a lot of people might be anime only for Chainsaw Man or not read the ending, so I don't want to spoil anything about Chainsaw Man. So we probably will do a dedicated Chainsaw Man ending stream at some point in the future, because I really would like to talk about it, but I don't want to derail this stream talking about it, if that makes sense. The power scaling really sucks balls now. If you ignore Apocalypse of the Gods, it's the same it's always been. But yeah, Apocalypse of the Gods has really fucked the power scaling over. One of my favourite character archetypes is the depressed office worker, Higuruma, JJK, Larry from Pokemon, Shikigami from APOC. Shinigami from APOC, yeah. I mean, Larry is like one of my, like, for such a recent addition to like the Pokemon like kind of lore, Like he's already he's one of my favorite characters in the series. Higuruma's absolutely goated. And yeah, like I'm curious because he does seem to be a bit of like a disgruntled like worker. It's kind of a bit similar to like how like Emma, like his position compared to Emma's a bit similar to how like Jade Emperor was presented in Ragnarok. Which don't ask me about Ragnarok because I've made like no progress. I've got to prioritize actual videos, and as you've noticed, there's not many actual videos coming out because work has been just so horrendously busy recently that I've struggled. But obviously, we had a video last week, and there will be a video this week. It's already edited, it's already uploaded. It's just ready to come out. So on Friday, we will have a new video, and it will be a JJK video because we have not had a JJK video on the channel in a while, and it's mainly because the final episode of season 3 was incredible, and so it inspired me to actually make a JJK video. The God of Death accusing me of massive cheating is basically the fandom. Yeah, I don't know what you can do to cheat in this tournament. Like Zucha jumped Indra with like a load of guys, and that was kind of fine. So who knows, to be completely honest with you. When experiencing work of fiction, do you like character writing or themes more? I was once more of a character, but now I'm mainly a theme guy, so my favourite things don't even have that many characters. I think it's really case by case. I think I'd say I prefer character writing over themes because there's shows there's series I can think of where there's series I can think of where I don't think the overall themes of the show are that strong, but I think there are some very well written characters. But I can't really think of any shows where there's really strong themes, but not the characters aren't well developed. There's definitely shows with really good themes and not many characters, but those characters usually are quite well developed. I can't really. I feel like thematic writing and character writing kind of go hand in hand in a lot of ways. But I'd say I'd value a well-written character over a good good thematics in the series. Because at the end of the day, for me, it's the characters that I'm relating to, and it's the characters that are pulling me into this. If that makes sense. And I think the most effective themes in a story are generally like portrayed through the interactions between the protagonist and the antagonist. That's usually, in most stories, how the themes are most effectively portrayed anyway. So I don't think that can be done particularly well if the protagonist and antagonist aren't well written, if that makes sense. Chainsaw Man Part 3 coping. Fujimoto is on my hit list. How would you make it end this bad? Again, I don't want to spoil anything about Part 3 of Chainsaw Man for people. What I will say about the ending is, I don't think the ending itself is that bad. I think the execution is terrible, though. As in, if there was proper build-up to this final chapter, I think this final chapter itself is a pretty good conclusion to some of the main themes of Chainsaw Man. Now, I think there's a lot of major themes, especially Part 3 specific themes, that just are not addressed in this ending. However, I feel like it's very obvious Fujimoto has just gotten bored of Chainsaw Man and just wanted to end it, and so rushed the ending and basically just decided, I'm doing the final chapter next chapter. Given that Chainsaw Man's such a if you look at Fujimoto's other works, Fujimoto likes to write smaller, more concise stories. Outside of Chainsaw Man, his longest story is Fire Punch, which is only like 80 chapters. It's like 80 chapters long. So Chainsaw Man's way longer than that. So I think he works better with a more small, concise story, and so I think he just kind of got bored with Chainsaw Man. So again, I think if there was another I'd say even as little as another 10 chapters, I think you could bridge from you could bridge a better ending, from that second to last chapter to the final chapter, and you could make it actually pretty coherent. I just think the going straight to that ending is the problem. I don't think the ending itself is that much of a problem. I think the actual writing in the ending, I don't think is that bad. That might be a hot take, but I think it does resolve some of the main themes of Chainsaw Man in an interesting way. Can I make event channel on the Discord? Yeah, I guess so. I don't know I guess so, yeah. Yeah, I don't see any issues with that. Where are we up to? So have you checked out Sentence to Be a Hero? I have been watching it. I've still got, because I went away a couple of weeks ago, like I fell behind a lot of anime, so I'm still kind of catching up on a lot of the seasonals. So like I've still got to catch up on Scum of the Brave, Journal of the Witch, Wash It All Away, and Sentence to Be a Hero. I'm like 2 or 3 episodes behind on all 4 of those shows, so I need to try and catch those up this week because the new season of anime starts like next week, and I don't want to have a backlog. So yeah, I've not finished Sentence to Be a Hero. I've still got 2 episodes left, but I have been really enjoying it. I think it's a very good series. Only 7 more days till chapter drop of Backstabbed in Backward Dungeon manga. Oh yeah, I kind of want to start the manga. I think that'd be quite good. Spade Mori, you should go to MegaCon one day. Spade Mori, which country are you from? Because we have a MegaCon in my country, in the UK. We have MegaCon, and I do often go to most MegaCons. But I know there's also MegaCons in I know America has a MegaCon. But like if you're talking UK MegaCons, I do go to them. Muramasa ability is most likely to think about his opponent's bloodlust. I've had the same thought. I kind of hope it isn't true because at that point it's not really a trick. It's just he just scales to how angry. I don't think it's. My issue with that is that doesn't really fix the Muramasa being overpowered issue because we know Odin, for example. Odin gets clearly very angry and bloodless in the fight. So would Muramasa just kill Odin because Odin's angry? So I kind of hope that isn't the explanation, but it might be. So some Reddit users on the sub have been moaning at the God of Death name translation, harassing the main translator and their team. She decided to leave the community. That's the reason. They're moaning over the God of Death thing. That's insane. What? That's so that's so stupid. That's so, even if the God of Death thing isn't an accurate translation, why are they that's so dumb. That's really stupid. Yeah, that's really sad. That's really good. She was a really good translator, so that is just really shit. Muramasa's a little rat nepotism in God form. Backstab the Backwater manga was in hiatus for a month. To be fair, hey, I've dealt with worse hiatus mangas, so a month doesn't actually sound that bad. But yeah, it's obviously very annoying if you're reading weekly. The Reddit users have been confused, either saying that it's actually Death, but it isn't her Japanese friend who helps translate, put out a statement explaining that he's such a big deal since he's the only death god that can be called the God of Death, even if characters like Enma exists. From what my understanding was, it was that the God of Death doesn't obviously even though Shinigami is if you directly translate Shinigami, it is death god. Obviously in Japan there's certain specific kanji and hiragana and stuff used for specific things, and my understanding was that the God of Death we have in the series is not spelt the same as the traditional Shinigami from Japanese mythology. So I kind of understand why they've just called it General God of Death. But yeah, I don't know, that's kind of weird. Odin has healing powers. Yeah, Odin is Odin's kind of really busted because we don't really have many Hax fighters in the story. You have the Hax Buddha can see in the future, for example, or Tezza can teleport. You got these one-time Hax, or Simo can just tell where you are due to knowing if he killed someone. You have these one-off kind of Hax abilities, or Adams, but Odin has multiple of them. He's got a spear that doesn't miss. He can heal. I think for a past game player, it's going to be quite interesting now because, generally most fighters tend to be pretty equal to who they fight. But I think it's definitely possible we get to the end of the match and even though Kentucky likely loses, it might Kentucky might look better off just because he's not been healing himself throughout the match, where Odin's presumably going to be healing all his damage throughout the match. Unless there is some drawback to it, which is it's very interesting. Yeah, so I'm really liking how versatile Odin's moveset though is. I think it's really enjoyable. But I don't know how he's gonna do about it. Is he gonna get too exhausted to use them, or maybe he can only use them a certain amount of times? Because I think the match would get a bit boring if he just keeps healing every time. There's got to be some way to stop it. So I feel like Kentucky might have a way to do it, because obviously Kentucky hasn't taken Gungnir out of the fight like altogether. But like, given that he like managed to counter Gungnir, I feel like Kentucky might just be countering all of his stuff. So he might have some kind of counter to the heal, but I don't know what the hell that would be. Can we just talk about how cool it is that Kentucky caught the spear, because that is it's just so cool. I think we're also really leaning into the theory that we've had, that like Kentucky like embodies like the attributes of the fighters that have lost, because we have that statement about his instinct that was very similar to how Leonidas dodged the light arrow. We've obviously got Raiden's sumo now. There's all the Adam stuff at the beginning of the match. So it wouldn't surprise me if we get like some kind of like Tesla parallel at some point, or a Lubu parallel. I think that'd be pretty fun stuff. So I'm really like, but yeah, Kentucky like wrestling the spear down is just awesome. Like, he's my goat for a reason. You guys know how much I love Kentucky. April writer stealing ideas from Ragnarok. maybe they watch the channel. You never know. Also, I come up with my current top 10 fiction. If you want to hear it, I'd love to hear it, Joe Boy. I always really struggle to do top 10 fiction, because I can do top 10 in categories, like top 10 anime I can do, top 10 manga I can do, top 10 books I can do, top 10 films, TV shows. But like, if I got to merge all of that, or music, if I had to merge all that into one list, I really don't know what I would do, like how I would even go about it, because like that's just 10 is such a small number. It's so limiting. The day Seven Rock comes out is the day I graduate college. I'm guessing we're getting the next Seven Rock match before the next Steel Ball Run episode. Oh, it's gonna be tight. The thing is, like, 1 minute, I got this dog out. Oh, sorry, the dog decided they wanted to go out, and now they decided to come back in. So yeah, you can't win. Where are we up to? Yeah, but Zuchet is called unfair for a reason. Yeah, I know, but you can't go call Muramasa like a cheater when you've got a guy literally called unfair doing stuff. The manga recommendation of the stream: trapped in a dating sim personal rating 7.8 out of 10. Have I read that? I've read a couple dating simmy stuff like that, so I might have, but I can't remember. I've said this to you already, but I'd hate it if Muramasa's ability is about killing intent, basically making Mazda an actual good matchup for Muramasa. Yeah, I still really feel Muramasa. The Muramasa is still a top tier. So I think there is going to be some trick to how Muramasa. Like, I think Muramasa and Muramasa by the end of it probably will end up kind of similar tiers in power scaling. I just think Muramasa just has some kind of like skill or trick or some shit that makes him a good matchup. Kentucky is a better sumo wrestler than Raiden. I don't think so. Like, we know Raiden physically is stronger than Kentucky, because Raiden has the strongest muscles of any human. We know that. I don't think he is, but like that was a pretty impressive feat. Like, I feel Raiden would be able to do the same thing. Hello, Sutherson. Hello, Small One Eye King. Good to see you as always. I've been pretty good. Hope you have too. No, Raiden is a great sumo wrestler. He just embodies the best traits of losers. Yeah. By the way, next step battle is Reze versus Bakugo. Already prepared a slander called Misogynist Bakugo. Yeah, I've seen so much slander and like memes about this matchup. It's quite funny. Have you seen the Silver Run? If so, what's your opinion on the schedule situation? I've not watched episode 1 yet. I'm ready to watch it. But like, as I said, I want to finish all the shows from last season before I start this season. But like, I really like Silver Run. It's not my favourite JoJo part, but I do think it's the best JoJo part, so I'm very excited to watch it. I think the release schedule was really stupid. I think they're splitting into the different legs of the race, aren't they? Which is such a stupid way to split the season up. It really is. Seth, can I share my thoughts on Apocalypse of the Gods new chapter? Go ahead. We're here to discuss the chapters after all. Ray's Reinhardt. I'm a novel writer writing a fantasy novel, and I can say for sure that I absolutely have the worst day when I need to write about politics as nation building culture. Pure torture for my brain. Yeah, I mean, I've written a lot as well. Yeah, nation building is really difficult in a story where you have to have multiple kind of nations, and it is trying to make them feel distinct from each other and not feel like really bland generic. It's something I used to struggle with. Hence why a lot of my writings now I set in one location or in real locations, so I have to deal with shit like that. How far are we from getting a new body pillow cover? I've no idea. Let me have a look. Let me have a nose. Oh, the Supergirl trailer dropped 23 minutes ago. We won't watch it on stream because we don't want to get copyright struck. But I'll be checking that out later. What are we looking for? There's no total way. I'd have to go through and add up all the donations and stuff. There's no like easy way to see like how many there are total. So I'll try to find out for next stream. But I know we're definitely not another one yet. Where are we up to? God, so many comments. I think round 1, match 5 is similar. I think round 1, match 5, yeah, is similar to round 1 match. Because at the beginning of the chapter, Ku was commenting about Muramasa, and as he said, he didn't expect Muramasa to be strong. Yeah, I can see that. I think Kentucky Way can land a hit before Odin finishes chanting spells. Yeah, I don't think that's the way. Yeah, because he kind of has to, because the spells are throwing him all over the place. Like he surely can't physically tank or resist the spells, but he kind of has to if he wants to do any damage. I wish most gods in the main series had some powers like Odin. Yeah, at least with Apocalypse of the Gods, we're getting a bit more unique powers, but Odin's definitely Odin and Loki are some of the only characters in the series that have like actual cool hacksy abilities, and it's quite refreshing. I read an extra page at the end of the chapter that the reason why they named him the God of Death is because if the Shinigami is in Grim Reaper, is because if the Shinigami is in Grim Reaper, it's the personification of death. And he is not that. He is called the God of Death because he governs the aspect of death. Yeah, it's a bit like how it's kind of like the Anubis thing where people call him the God of Death, but he's not. He's the God of the dead. So I think it's a distinction. And God of Death seems to be a unique god. In the same way that Zerafu and Animus are unique gods, I think the God of Death is a unique god. He's just kind of he's a Ragnarok amalgam of death deities. My prediction for next chapter. Okay, yeah, predictions. I forgot we were going to do that, weren't we? Okay, so I've lost it now. I did have it. Where did I put it? Okay, cool. So I'm going to quickly... We'll just do this because we've got one to add, but I'll go back to main face cam in a minute. So last chapter predictions were Akane Sensei. Kintoki does a fatal hit on Odin. I don't know, chat. Do we allow that? Because he does get a good hit in on Odin, and now Odin does heal it. Do we think that counts as a fatal hit? I probably lean towards it is, but I'll let chat kind of debate that. So that's a potential win. Shinji-wan comes back to spectate speaking lines. That did not happen, I'm afraid. More backstory for next chapter. We did not get any backstory. My idea is Odin will take the verse out of a no hacks hell. We're a hindrance. Hopefully we get more chapters on Brute Force Merchants. I mean, what do we think about Anime Masters thing? Do we think healing counts as a hacks? I think healing... I think both of these are correct predictions, but I will see what. We'll leave it to see what chat. What chat wants it to be. Okay, so. So, LK, my prediction. Oh, okay, it's not for next chapter. Okay. Or did you say. Oh, sorry, all that for nonsense. All that for nothing. My prediction, not for next chapter, but by the end of the fight, is that Kentoki will break Gungnir, or whatever Odin is using at the time, and end up using Gram to kill Kentoki. You know this, though. Yeah, I feel. I don't know what's going to happen with Gram, because Gram could just end up being something. Like, I still think it's perfectly possible Siegfried has. Ends up with Gram, but I don't know. I hope Oda won't pull a One Piece is the friends made along the way. I'm traumatized Fujimoto's part 2 ending. Well, Oda has said himself that the One Piece will be a physical, tangible thing. So I don't think it's going to be that, but I feel like that's going to be a very strong theme at the end of the story, because it's very much One Piece is very much like friends along the way is like one of the most important aspects of One Piece. When you're done with the anime for Sentence to be Heroes, check out the light novel since the anime does include some stuff. Okay, I might do that. Hello, Anime Master. Yosef, did you say Adam? What's happening with Adam? Did I say Adam? I think I was just mentioning it in relation to Kentoki, because like at the beginning they have obviously the he's like he's holding on to, like, we see the big thing of Adam above his head as he walks into the arena. Do you rent or own a house? I do neither. I'm still lucky enough to live with my parents. I obviously pay rent and everything. But I'm very lucky that my parents still allow me to live here, because it's very expensive to move out. Hopefully soon. I will hopefully. I've had a lot of move out plans that have fallen through. I do hopefully want to do it sooner rather than later. But we will see. So Jobber, this is your top 10 piece. Top 10. What's the word? Pieces of fiction. 1, The Wonder Bird Chronicle. I'm currently reading this. I'm enjoying it so far. The Tatami Galaxy, really good. As a Manga Diary, really good. Lost in Translation, I don't think I've seen. Girls Last Tour, I've not, but I've heard good things. Big Lebowski, that's great. Madaka Box, obviously I love this. Sopranos, yet to watch, really want to watch. The Truman Show, very good. Windbreaker, again, something I really want to try. So very, very solid top 10. Small One Eye King, I believe I think the reason why the author decided to finish the Ahura immediately and have Muramasa 1 is because it's similar to Ravus' Ku Cullen. Yeah, I think it's. I mean, so obviously, the Ahura's being used as a hype tool, so Muramasa is going to be he's going to be quite important. But yeah, I feel like Apocalypse doesn't care as much about giving. Is it as respectful to its characters as the main series, and it's kind of fine to throw characters under the bus. I recently watched this video, Power Scaling Ragnarok, and they got into a low complex multiversal. How do you get into 5D? What, based on what? Kentucky got confirmed as the physically strongest human. It got confirmed in the Interview magazine for round 12. I thought the translation was just strongest. I didn't think it was like physically. If so, then get fucked, Raiden. But I thought the translation was that it was like just strongest, like not like in overall like combat, not like not in physical strength. In the same way that like Lu Bu was called like the strongest warrior. I really want one's review versus SCP-096, aka Shy Guy, after this newest death battle. Yeah, that would be pretty cool. No one expected Ku, a demigod, to win against a Supreme God, and it's similar to Muramasa. No one expects the weapon to defeat a chaotic god. Yeah, no one was expecting anything from Muramasa. Even Ku expected nothing from him. I got both your cat and your dog. You can only have one. I've kidnapped the other. Which one? Please look at both your dog and cat when you answer decisions. So you got to answer, let them feel betrayal. Where are they? I'd keep the cat. You can have the dog. Yeah, it's the cat. The cat's better. I feel like that Supergirl trailer is some April Fool's bullshit. I mean, it's not April. Actually, yeah, I was saying it's not April Fool's where I'm at. But it might be. Is it April Fool's in the US? Dates USA. No. It's still March in America, so I assume not. And the way Muramasa interacted with both the gods of death and King Onisim's Okuta Soji, he became strong in the face of death. The issue is he won't be as well written though as Okuta because it's Apocalypse of the Gods. So each Epoch fight has had the younger god win each fight. Kind of a shame, but there's some that we can't tell who's older. I guess, yeah. Yeah, but like, I don't know if we can draw specific ages, but like Ku like is kind of portrayed younger than Ra. Yeah, like Wukong's kind of portrays like a delinquent, so yeah, that makes sense. Indra and Zuche, I really don't know which way you could. I'd say if anything, Zuche's probably portrayed as younger because we see him like as a younger god. Morrigan and Nuja. Well, yeah, Morrigan's definitely older than Nuja. Yeah, but Andy said Muramasa lost to the younger god. Muramasa. Fun fact: like from backstabbed in the Backward Dungeon can destroy planets. Is he planet level? That's kind of insane. What are your thoughts on the Inferno? I think it's fun. I like the gag we've had of the arenas keep getting destroyed. They keep needing to find new arenas. So I assume the Inferno will also get destroyed. I think it's quite like the Inferno doesn't really interact too well with like the establishment of like the three layers of the world in Ragnarok. With Valhalla, Earth, and then Helheim, because like Emma's like said to like control the eastern portion of like the underworld, but then he's also the ruler of the Inferno, so that means the Inferno is just also another underworld that's separate from Helheim. So who the hell knows? Perhaps, like world building's never been a strong point of this series. I do hope Shinigami uses the coffin like a flail, something like Gold Lewis from Guilty Gear Strive. It could do. I feel he's probably just gonna have a weapon in there, and there's probably some really elaborate design. I noticed that the chapter started with Uhura's flashback showing his achievements and power. The moment the match started, he was already defeated, similar to Ra vs. Ku, defeated Ra in 5 seconds. Yeah, I guess. I think it's just the similarity of it's just like the underdog just defeating the strong, established, like prideful, strong god. So it's just kind of similar in that way. I guess if you could use this to believe that like Muramasa is like Ku's like fated like final opponent, but personally, I don't think Muramasa makes it to the finals. I think he'll be hype-tooled for someone else. It is but healed. Healing counts as hacks is part of one's own ability. Okay, everyone's agreeing that healing's a hacks, so that's fine. We'll give that. I was leaning towards it. But yeah, whatever people's praise on it being a fatal attack or not is what we care about next. My prediction for the next chapter is that we'll see what Kintoki's rune does next chapter and how he got it. Okay. Let me write that down on our predictions for next. For chapter 118. And that is Elkane. Okie dokie, that's written down. Yeah, if anyone else has any predictions for next chapter, get them down. And if you win, I've not quite worked it out yet. We need to work out a reward for Anime Master and Candy Sensei for getting some correct predictions for chapter 117 and 116. Prediction: Odin gets a new form from Candy Sensei. Okie dokie. And we're gonna try keep it to one prediction per person, just so it's a bit. Yeah. Again, we haven't really worked out what reward is, but if there is going to be some kind of reward, it makes sense to, limit it to one per person. Owen is definitely a hacks character, healing shields, spell swapping, magical items. Yeah, it's pretty cool. One Piece Heroines comes out. The female crowd sign is praised. It's not drawn by Oda. You can't make those up. Yeah, Heroines are gonna be interesting. I'm quite excited. I quite like the art style as well. I think it's quite interesting. I don't know about next chapter, but my prediction is that Belial is linked to the Inferno. Ooh, that would be quite cool. I hope both Emma and God of Death share relations of Hades. I'd like to think Hades shows up, but like, Buddha hasn't shown up so far in relation to like Wukong, so like I'm not gonna hold my breath on it. Like obviously Heracles has shown up, so that well, and Shiva, so I don't think it's complete out of range of possibility, but like I think it's kind of 50-50. So I guess if I live with my mum and dad, I do want to be there for them when they're older, so I probably won't move far. Yeah, I don't want to move particularly far, but like it's nice to have your own space. But obviously, money is a issue, and I live in a kind of wealthy area, so it's kind of annoying with how it's priced around it. What's your opinion on Meshuggah Tensei season 2 story? Oh god, what happened in season 2? Was season 2 the last season, or was that season 3? You have to remind me what happens in season 2, because I can't actually remember which part that is. All of those pieces of fiction are inferior to the Hungry Caterpillar. It is pretty good. Forza Ragnarok season 3. I think it's the best season so far, and it's animated a decent bit better than previous seasons. I'm annoyed that Haley vs. Beale is the best animated fight in the show. I really like season 3 of Ragnarok. I really, really enjoyed it. I showed my friend the series, so I had to watch season 1 and 2 of the anime first. And to be honest, they weren't as bad as I remember. And then we watched season 3, and it was just a really good fun time. I'm very excited for season 4 now. Who has fallen into the category of long backstories in Pugans of the Gods will lose. I mean, yeah, because like it's kind of makes sense, because like if every character is going to have some amount of backstory, then obviously the characters that lose their matches are going to get their backstories in their first fights. Now it doesn't mean they get good backstories, because like Zucheb got just nothing backstory in his fight, and he obviously lost. But like generally, if you get a backstory in round 1, you're probably gonna lose. Good evening, C2X4W. Good to see you in stream. By the way, which one should get BSBA Financial Management, or BSBA Human Resource Management, or BSB Marketing Management for my major? Yes. L decision, free the dog law. Well, the cat's old. I've had the cat ages. The dog's young. There's a third option as well, just so you people aware, because no one's pointed it out yet. But there is a third option to the cat-dog dilemma. It is. I was going to go get him, but he's asleep, and I don't want to wake him up. So, if he's awake by the end of the stream, you'll get to meet the third pet that's in this room. But he is currently asleep, and I don't want to wake him up if I can help it. It's only 6, so he shouldn't have gone to bed yet. So yeah, so if he wakes up in time by the end of the stream, I'll show you the other pet. You can get it through the different pantheons existing together. Odin can be argued as infinite scale, Eden can be argued as infinite scale, which would make Valhalla as an emphasized place. You can kind of do the same for Helheim now, I guess, but like there's something in the story that indicates that like any of them are infinite scale. If anything, it can't. Like Helheim's very much implied not to be infinite scale, because half of it was destroyed by Hajun. So like if Hajun's destroying half of it, it can't be infinite. Because like we know how weak Hajun is. No, it's more like, you know, yeah, I don't think anything implies that it's infinite sized. It's April Fool's in the Philippines. Oh, well, happy April Fool's to the people in the Philippines. I Witch It 2, they got they got the verse that high because of how you can interpret the way the cosmology is described and what the characters are stated to be able to destroy in the cosmology. I guess so. Like, I'm trying to think, like, what is like the most outrageous statement? I know like Shiva can Shiva can destroy the world, and it's hard to know. Like, I know some people interpret that because they kind of interpret the 3 layers, and that the middle layer is the universe as a whole. That Shiva can destroy the whole universe. It feels more like it's just destroying the world, like the Earth, but Midgard. But you know, we're all giving it way more thought than the authors ever did. They said low ball for the verse is low multiversal, and mid ball is complex multiversal, and high ball is outversal. They said they agree with the high out ball though. Yeah, I think outversal Ragnarok is kind of insane. But you know, notice how the design of King Emma and God of Death, they are similar to Hades, a formula tie as they govern in other terms. They're rulers over the underworld. Yeah. I must say I really like Emma's design. Emma's got like a really square head, which I find quite funny. Can you tell me who got their prediction correct so I can give them the role of prophet? The two that got their predictions right last stream was Candy Sensei got their prediction correct, and Anime Master got their prediction right. And so far we have 2 predictions for chapter 118. Where are we up to? Winning is a special role in the Discord server. That is a brilliant idea. Excellent stuff. You're great thinking out in sense. That fixes me having to think of a reward. I forgot to mention the meaning of Master versus Hura is again similar to Rover's coup. No matter the status, no matter the achievement, none of that matters in the tournament. They must prove their worth. Yeah, very much so. Scene 2 of Mushoku Tensei has the Paul Death scene 1. Oh, I don't mind it. I have a lot. There's certain aspects of the writing of Mushoku Tensei that I really like, but overall I think it's pretty competently done. But I quite like that specific scene you're referring to. A rise to the top, Ahura lost because he took an attack head on, foreshadowed by Morrigan's weakness of tanking every attack head on. Oh, that's fair. That's a fair observation. Can you make a poll on which column major should I get? I don't think you should be I don't think you should be staking your I don't think you're taking your major on this. But okay, I can make a poll for it. So what we got? Do not actually choose your major based on this, because that's kind of insane. There you go. I've made it into a poll. Cascatel Rose, got to go. Have a good day, guys. Well, it was good to see you, man. I hope you have a good day. Third option is the body fellow. My prediction: Kentucky is a demigod, but chose to live with humanity. Yeah, we can. I guess yeah. If we get any of like Kentucky's backstory, and we get, well, I guess any kind of reveal that he's like a demigod, then we'll take that. Cool. We've got that prediction in. Looks like financial management's winning at the moment, but we will see. Recently, Genshin got large planetary feats. 3 characters pulled the moon down. I did a calc. Each character was pulling 105 Yoda tons of TNT worth of energy. Good day for Genshin's power scales, I guess. You can scale Adam and Zeus to outer, so do that what you will. I will not be scaling Adam and Zeus to outer. That is ridiculous. I don't think important decisions like Colin should be put in a poll though, lol. No. This is getting taken 100%. I'm holding this to you. You've got to choose financial management now. Well, actually, no, they're tied now. Whatever wins, you've got to do now. Or you're banned from stream. You're obviously joking. Where are we up to? Have you seen World Trigger? I've not seen World Trigger, but I've heard good things about it, so I do want to check it out at some point. Did you see the latest Amazing Digital Circus episode? I thought, yeah, it was really good. I'm very excited to see the climax of the season, because we must be near the end now. Must be very close to the end. Anime Master, what's your Discord? I'll let you work that out. One Punch Man webcomic is a new chapter. Does it? Or I'll be reading that tonight, because you guys know how much I love the webcomic for One Punch Man. The way how I understood Kentoki's attack, Odin reclaiming Gungear, Kentoki used the force of attraction by Odin's spell to build up speed, and therefore since it is Odin's weapon, it has greatly effects. That's a fair assumption. Man, I never got a notification for the stream being on. I'm so sorry to hear that, Sully, but we're still streaming for a bit longer, so you're going to get to see some of it. Seth the Sin, what? Because you're Seth the Sin, what? Because you're Seth and you did a sin right. Absolutely incredible stuff. I'm absolutely incredible. Do you think Nostradamus is even human? It's a good question, because, like, obviously that, with the statement that that he's not human, that means that's going to pay off to some extent. It wouldn't surprise me if he's like, see, I would have always said, oh, it'd be like he'd be a bit like Odin, and he's like possessed by like one of the other members of Satan or Ymir or something. But we've seen that isn't the case because Odin's already got all of those vessels. It's possible. I feel it's going to parallel Odin though. I think it'll parallel Odin in some way. So I think it'll be I think he'll have some kind of other soul inside of him, like how Velk had, Odin's soul in him. I think it's going to be something similar to that, would be my guess. We're going to end the poll here with equal votes. So I guess we didn't really decide anything. Fine then, should I get a second wife? Put it in a poll. Oh my god. No spoilers, but Pascal's reaction to the newest the main Zero Circus episode has been so stupid to me. Why are power scalers getting involved in what? Power scalers? What? What are they power scaling? We went to Comic-Con London and Birmingham. I won't be going to MCM Comic-Con London in May. So I'm not going to that, but I'm going to be going to MCM Birmingham in August, and I'll be going to London in October, and then I'll be going to Birmingham again in November. So I'm not going to May, but I'll be going to all like the Birmingham London cons August onwards this year. Satan in Beelzebub had no payoff though. Yeah, I kind of feel like Satan actually being a real entity was not thought of during Beel's backstory. I feel that's something that they just thought of. I think it's very obvious the primordials were not planned from the start, given Gaia's existence and how Gaia does not play into it at all. So I kind of feel like the Satan stuff with Beelzebub was planned before they were made him part of Yggdrasil. That's my feeling. Alan Master is not in the Discord server, so I can't give him a new role. Well, join the Discord server or no prize, I guess. In round 8, it had a payoff in his backstory. What I mean, what we mean with the payoff is more like, obviously there's a big payoff to his character arc in round 8, but Satan being an actual entity that exists as part of Yggdrasil has literally nothing to do with Beelzebub as a character. They're basically two complete independent Satan entities, basically, as far as the story is concerned. Do you think Simo's organ bullet can pierce through Odin's Fafnir barrier and Beelzebub's vibration shield? I'm gonna say it can't, otherwise Simo's way too busted, but it definitely could. You should Seth go bald? Yes or no? Put it in the poll, Seth. I'm gonna put it in the poll only because I know you're all very nice, and I know you're all gonna be nice here and not say hair and not bald. I have faith in you all. So yeah, we'll put that as a goddamn. Where are we up to? Oh right, the new chapter of Kurobachi revealed how the enchanted blades are made through the properties of Danseki. Oh, interesting. I haven't read the new chapter. I'd say I haven't read the new chapter. Literally on the next tab over on my my computer is the new chapter, so I'll be excited to read that. I can't find you in general. Why are you all saying bald? This is ridiculous. Ridiculous. Oh, is he waking up? He is woken up, so I can finally show you the third pet in the room. The tortoise. Where's the camera? There, you want to go up to the camera? There you go, guys. He's been walking around in the background, and no one's mentioned him, and he feels sad that no one cares about him. Yeah, so that's the tortoise. God, I'm so bad at it's obviously because I'm looking at OBS, which is showing me the webcam, but it's obviously in reverse of how I'm actually moving. So I keep moving my hand the wrong direction. Okay, can we name him? You cannot name my tortoise. That's not how that works. But yeah, this is my tortoise, because no one's ever met, I've never shown him on stream before. But yeah, this is my tort. Yeah, he's a very good boy. Although today he's been just climbing on his log. He's got like a log that he sleeps in, and he spent all day climbing on it and like jumping off of it. Like he was on his back earlier because he just jumped off of it and like landed his back. Guy's an idiot. He's such an idiotic tortoise. Like he's gonna hurt himself one of these days because he just keeps jumping over the damn thing. So I'm gonna have to do something with his log so that he can't. I don't know, because I don't want him hurting himself. But yeah, he's a very good boy, aren't you? You're a good boy. Can the tortoise go bald? The tortoise hasn't got any hair, so the tortoise is already bald. Sorry, little guy. There you go. Yeah, so there's the tort. Since no one seemed to care. Why have you all voted for me to go bald? What the hell is wrong with you people? Cannot believe you. By the way, I'll flip for the college major thing. Well, that's good that you're... I don't know what's worse, you flipping on it or putting it to a YouTube stream poll. My prediction... Small One Eye King, you've already got a prediction. We're going for one prediction. So you currently got my prediction that Kentucky is a demigod, but chose of humanity. But you can switch out for this prediction. If Kentucky lands a significant hit on Odin, maybe at the torso where the primary weapons are, and if Kentucky destroys, like we can put either or. So you can pick either or if you want, basically. So you can switch it or you can keep your old prediction. But we only go, just to make it fair, we only have one prediction per person. Sev, you should totally put up a poll asking whether or not you should eat rat poison. I promise I won't vote yes. Tortoises are nice. I love them. Yeah, tortoises are lovely. This little guy is really lovely. He's greedy though. He's a greedy little shit is what he is. He would eat all day if he could. And he gets annoyed at me. Like, once he's eaten all his food, and I go to pet him, somebody's trying to bite my finger because he thinks I've got more food. I'm like, there's no more food, mate. You've had all your food for the day. And he's like, no, he wants more food. He is awoken. Since Ymir and or Chaos may not have plot relevance, yeah, I don't think Ymir and Chaos are going to have any plot relevance. Like, I think Odin's important, and that's about it. Tortoise, by the our little guy, we all love the tortoise. We all say in unison, yeah, the tortoise is great. Tortoises can live for hundreds of years. You can pass them to your descendants. I mean, this guy won't. He's a Herman's tortoise, so... Oh, you see, you can't see it, but he's yawning over there. So it's close to his bedtime. He tends to go to bed between 6 and 7. Oh, I just said 6, 7 unironically. That is so bad. Yeah, between 6 and 7, he usually goes to sleep. So he'll probably be going off to bed soon. But yeah, he will live till... They can live into their 70s, Hermans, but they don't really tend to live into their 80s. So he might well outlive me. If so, he'll be in the will to someone. But that's hopefully a long way off. Anime Master is now on the survey. That's great to see. Why is he hogging the log? He's not hogging the log. He just likes climbing on it. Is it because he wants to be out and exploring, basically. I'd let him run loose in the. I do let him out and explore around. I'd let him in the garden for a bit, like in the day, to wander around. But it's a bit cold outside at the moment for him, and it's a bit cold. Yeah, it's a bit cold for him outside, so we can't go outside the most. So he's a bit stir crazy that he has to stay inside because it's cold outside. Continuation of my theory is of Kentucky landing a significant hit on Odin using his axe. It's either Odin sacrificing one of the primary weapons to heal, or Kentucky destroys one of the 4 weapons. Oh, that'd be quite cool. I'm kind of curious what happens with them, because I still feel like Siegfried's going to end up becoming the vessel for them. So I'm not sure how they're going to work. Morgan best girl. I mean, there's not many. No, well, Brunhild's probably Brunhild's best girl. But yeah, I like best fighter. Girl fighter is Morgan by default. At the moment, you never know. Leviathan could be a woman. Hydra could be a femboy. There's so many possibilities. You missed it, but do you think the Kentucky Instincts upscales Leo and allows him to use his instincts at any point in the round? Probably not. I don't think so. The theory that Kentucky will deal a significant attack on Odin will cost him. Yeah. But he just woke up. How's he already tired? I mean, he naps during the day. He's been very active today. As I said, he's been jumping off of a log. But he was napping, but like when he goes properly to sleep, like he'll just sleep for like 12 hours. He's a very lazy tortoise. Why is your dog looking at the light from the window like he's a subject of a mad scientist yet freedom? He's not looking at the window. She's not looking at the window. She's looking at the tortoise. The dog is obsessed with the tortoise. All she does is watch the tortoise. She loves the tortoise so much. Yeah, that's what she's looking at. She's just watching the tortoise. I think I enjoyed Bakido more than Raw Season 3. Oh my god, Bakido. I forgot the anime for that is out. I've not watched it yet. I need to. I wanted to make some Bakido videos when the anime dropped, but like obviously it has not happened. I probably still will, because I do want to do kind of just a big overall Musashi arc video. But I guess it makes more sense. Because not all the not like the entire Musashi arc hasn't been adapted so far, right? If so, it probably makes more sense for me to get the video out when like the second part of the season comes out, I guess. Do you think Brunhild will be Rasputin's villain? Yes, I very much believe that at this point. Which makes me feel Rasputin's actually be quite important. Buddy's just woke up. How's he already tired? He's just like me for real. Raw Season 3, you mean Ragnarok Season 3. Okay, yeah, it makes sense. I've not seen it, so I cannot compare. Right, I forgot Echidna Supremacy here in the stream. Is she his best girl? Oh, I forgot about Echidna. Yeah, Echidna's great. Also like the MC Backwater Dungeon is somehow both in the hero wiki and the villain wiki. That's pretty funny. Have you watched the Amazing Digital Circus stuff? Yes, I'm up to date on Digital Circus. I think the new episode was really good. I'm very interested. What is your prediction to what Kentucky's rune does? I don't think it's going to be anything particularly cool. I think it's definitely possible it doesn't do anything and it just kind of shows that he's got primordial blood or some shit. I really don't know. My friend's Discord just got hacked. Incredible stuff. Not great stuff to have Discord hacked, I imagine. So my condolences to your friend. Dawson Dog Hybrid when you're going to be part of Science Field 7. I don't think that is within the realms of science, I'm afraid. Part 2 is coming. The trailer's already out. The trailer's already out. Okay. I might have to get moving and writing the script then. Echidna good, but Morgan is Muffy. Uchida Naya is so good as Musashi. Getting the voice of Madara and Askeladd was such a brilliant choice. I haven't heard any of it so far, so I'm very interested. I really like Bakido. Like the Musashi arc, I really enjoy. So I'm glad I'm glad to get around to it. I'm pretty sure they've adapted one of the funniest scenes of all the Baki. You know, the whole Mutobe wanting to protect Yujiro scene. I think that has been adapted. So I'm very excited to see that because that is such a funny scene. Was there anything else about the chapter I specifically wanted to talk about? Keep your comments coming. I'm just going to quickly have a nose through the chapters again, because I think I've talked about everything I wanted to talk about. I think. Yeah. God, this chapter's so good. I'm trying to quickly stream for it, so I'm just going to watch my goat Kentucky manhandling that spear. Can we all admit it's really sad though that Kentucky's taken his sandals off? He hasn't got his weird like blade sandals anymore. He's taken them off. It's so upsetting. Why is he taking them off? I do think it's good though that we're getting the back and forth, like, because it has for most of the rounds been very much Odin just kind of flexing a lot, But it's good to see Kentucky get some good stuff in. Also, with regards to what do you think Nostradamus was doing in Odin's Room? Because I've heard various theories. Like I heard some people saying, Nostradamus is actually also got some stakes in what Odin's doing. He's also trying to do it himself. Maybe that's why, or is he just doing it because he's trying to stop Odin's plans? I'm curious if you think there's some a hidden agenda to Nostradamus. Also, Adamus being made to look like a bum again. You always love to see it. But yeah, also the prediction Nostradamus gets that Beelzebub and Adamus are going to be his friends. I think it's going to be interesting because I think that is very much will lead us towards the conclusion that we will end the series with the gods and humans teaming up in some aspect. Which my theories on it, my feelings where I'd rather have the series actually end. I'd rather have the series actually end within the tournament itself rather than have something else happen. So I'm not loving that, but it's interesting. But it also does maybe imply that Adamus might actually have some actual use later on, which isn't great because I don't want Adamus having a major role because it's got to have Adamus for God's sake. Is there anything else in this chapter to talk about? Obviously, the healing shit. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Just checking. Been a while since the time when you stream making armor for your friend. Gonna do it again. I do want to. I'd like to stream me doing cosplay stuff more often. But it's more. I've got to be in the right mood for it, if that makes sense. Maybe I will do someone soon because I'm doing a commission for a friend. I'm making Hoshino's armor from Kaiju number 8. So I can maybe stream that. The issue is it took me 2 hours to make a goddamn chest plate, which should take me 40 minutes. So the responding to chat makes me work a lot slower. So it also slows down my work a lot. So it's a maybe. So are we doing the Change of Man ending stream? Yeah, we probably will. I don't know if you were here at the beginning stream, but basically I wanted to do it last week, but there was already leaks for Ragnarok out, so the Change of Man stream probably would have devolved into a Ragnarok stream anyway. So I thought it best to get this stream out first and then do the Chainsaw Man one. So we're going to try to get the Chainsaw Man one out later this week or early next week. Is there any spring anime you're excited for? There's quite a few, actually. I saw someone said they want me to go through my anime list at the new anime, so we can do that in a minute if you want. I think the primordial rune of Kintoki, a sealing rune, it was shown during Golden, his wife using it against him, holding him in place, immobilizing him. Oh, that would be quite interesting. That would be quite interesting at all. Would you rather listen to Tomboy ASMR for a week or watch the Cats movie for a week? I don't like ASMR. I really don't. So I probably go the Cats movie. Just because ASMR just is not pleasant to me. I'm not the biggest fan of the Primordial Warfare. Yeah, I don't like it either. Adamus keeps taking L's, losing his arm again. I mean, the guy is a fraud. Do you think what we've seen from Nostra gives a reason as to why Broom thought of him as a choice of Poseidon? Yeah, I think Nostra would destroy Poseidon in the fight. The video made me wonder why there aren't any female fighters in Baki. Is there a reason, or does Bro just not like the idea of strong women? Kind of. I think I talk about this in my Baki character analysis, but basically it's due to how the role that women serve in the narrative, because the story itself, in its short, is a story about a boy, but it's basically a story about manhood. It's about a boy becoming a man. That's what Baki's character arc is all about. And so that is why the two most prominent women characters in the series fulfill the roles of being of Baki's mother and Baki's lover, and they're both very incredibly important characters. Baki's mum, I say, is one of top 10, if not top 5 best written characters in the series. She is such an excellently written character. But their roles in the story facilitate them not being fighters. I think if we're ever going to get... I think we're more likely to get it now that we're in, like, Baki, Do, and Reihen, because we're no longer that fixated on Baki's personal journey of man and, like, the ideas of boy to man. So I think it's more likely then. I think a part of it is probably Itagaki himself doesn't really find an appeal in it, I imagine. But I also think it does interfere a little bit with the themes that Baki's portraying, like the duty of a man and that. So yeah, I feel like I just feel like a strong feel for it doesn't really gel with the kind of story that Baki is telling, if that makes sense. I also believe that Leonidas can defeat Poseidon, not just because of his shield, but he can also do consecutive thrusts similar to Poseidon. I think I'd still have Poseidon. I still think Poseidon wins, but I think it's competitive. I think Leo's actually quite... I think it's a close fight between the two. I don't think like Leo just gets destroyed like some people do. So the Smash Bros. Movie is going to happen later in the decade. They're making a Smash Bros. Movie? Interesting. Someone just said Backstab and Backward Dungeon is a SFW redo of Healer, and well, they're not wrong. I mean, yeah, I can kind of see that. But it's a lot better. I believe Baki had a kid, it'd be a daughter. I feel if we ever get a child for Baki, in this, I don't think it'll happen, but yeah, I think that'd be quite more fitting. Every fight suggested by Brune could defeat Poseidon. It's just that if she did send one of them out, no one else could have went against the fighter for the other. Leo's one, if not the only other person. Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. I 100% believe that Okuta over Susanoo over Sasaki over Poseidon. I think Sasaki... I still have... I think I have Sasaki over Okuta and Susanoo still. But I think it's very close. And I do have all of them up Poseidon. Who can fight Apollo and not get washed because of how versatile he is? I think a lot. Like, okay, I know you really highly rate Apollo. I do not rate Apollo that highly. I think a lot of fighters could take out Apollo. But anyway, as someone requested, we're going to go through my anime list and look at this new stuff for next season. That'll probably be the end of stream after we've done this, just because I'm very busy. I still have work to do later today. But we're going to go through spring quickly. So we want to go to... like that. And then I'm going to have to pull up... So let me just pull stream off my phone so I can read the comments still. As you can see, I have a very optimized stream setup. Okay, so what have we got next season? So we've got ReZero's back for season 4. I'm definitely watching that. Reincarnated as Slime season 4. I'm definitely watching that. Cross from Italy I haven't actually watched yet, so I will not be watching that. I'm like a season behind on Doctor Stone, so I probably have to catch up first. Oh, Angel Swords and Rotten season 2. I've seen season 1, so I've already watched that. Which I entirely... I can never say the word. I've heard fairly good things about. I know people are hyped about it, so I probably will be checking that out. What else we got? Sends for Bookworm. Is that season 2? I swear we already have a season 1 of this. Yeah, 4th season. Yeah, well past it. Yomi no Suguri. I don't know anything about this, but it's high up here, so I probably will end up watching. Which story I haven't seen. Farming Life. Oh my god, Farming Life's getting a 2nd season. Okay, I'll be watching this. Sequels. This seems like something I might watch. That one I did want to watch. Lie Game sounds interesting, and it is by Madhouse, but it's not the... It's the kind of story I'm not that interested in, if that makes sense. So, I don't know, I might, but I wouldn't say good. Rent-A-Girlfriend is I'll definitely watching, because Rent-A-Girlfriend is like the funniest shit. It is such a train wreck, and I love watching it get worse and worse. Oh, Marriage Toxin is finally getting an anime. Yeah, manga for this is really good, so I'll be watching this. I want to end this love game, maybe. I don't want to watch too many romances this season, so that's a maybe. Yours Across Family season 2, that'll be good. Is there anything else that I went... Rooster Fighter is already out. I've been watching this. I've heard this is kind of decent, but again, like, there's only so many romance animes I want to be watching. This I've heard is quite good. Gambare Nakamura-kun, so I probably will watch that. Anything else? Oh, Akane Banshee's getting an anime. God, so many good mangas are getting animes this season. Oh my god, Vending Machine's getting a new season. Gotta watch that because that's kind of funny. Mao, I've heard, is actually... I know someone I know is really excited for this, so I'll probably watch that. God, this does not... This looks like the kind of isekai slop that I quite like. Anything else that's standing out? Or any sequels to stuff? Oh my god, Kill Blue's getting an anime too. Here's the terror about Kill Blue. Kill Blue got its anime announced a while ago, and its anime announced, and then straight after it got axed. Like, it got axed like right after the anime got like around exactly. Like, it's basically the same time the anime got announced, the series got axed, and it was so depressing because we were setting up for actually a pretty cool final arc, and then it just got rushed to hell. So it was kind of sad. That looks kind of interesting. So anything else really standing out? I mean, I'll do a more thorough pick when I actually sit down to watch. There's definitely some of this stuff that might end up getting watched. Anything down here of any use? Oh yeah, this one I kind of wanted to check out as well. Interesting stuff. I said I'd pull my chat so I can look, but like I've basically just gone straight to I'm not even looking at the chat, so I didn't really need to do that. No confirmation on the Smash movie, but it has been confirmed that Star Fox will be showing up in the Mario Galaxy movie. I've got Sasaki above Okuta and Susanoo because you can argue that current Sasaki scanned the two. Poseidon Okuta is still also contestable since they have arguments on who's faster. I think Poseidon's Okuta's faster, so that's why I give it more to Okuta. I think Okuta's a lot more skilled and versatile than Poseidon. But you know me, I'm a bit of a Poseidon hater. Sasaki still couldn't keep up with Poseidon. He just scanned him so much and just predicted everything he was going to do. For me, I think Scan the World of Sasaki is just kind of broken. I mean, like Zeus just full on states that like Sasaki's just stronger than Poseidon. Yeah, I currently have Sasaki very highly rated. But again, like scaling between matches is kind of difficult anyway. It's a lot of it's up to interpretation. I noticed the most battle manga, the ones I've seen that don't have a mix of men and women fighters. Baki King and the Ragnarok have no women fighters, and there's Star Strike and Greedy Witch have no men. Yeah, you don't get that many where there's an overlap of the two. And when you do, it tends to be like you have like this one really strong woman. Hey, shh. Yeah, I know, Tortoise is there. Shh. You tend to get like Apocalypse of the Gods is a great example. You just have one really strong woman, and that's kind of it. Sorry, I'm just trying to get through these because I do want to wrap up stream in a minute. Wonder why battle manga don't mix genders. I think it's just the appeal. It's like Oda says when he writes One Piece. He writes One Piece, even though like One Piece has quite a large female reader base for a shonen manga. He says he doesn't write for women. He writes just for men because that's his target demographic. That's all he writes for. Oh yeah, Tenkaichi is another great example of just like the one strong woman and then the rest of the men. Yeah. How in God's name did Rent a Girlfriend gets his 5 seasons? What the fuck? I don't know. It is such a it's so bad. It's so bad, but you know, I will always watch it because it's so bad. It's good either way. In terms of swordsmanship skill, Susanoo for Sasaki over Okuta. Yeah, I'd agree with that. In terms of talent for the sword, Okuta, Sasaki, Susanoo. Yeah, I can see that. I'm definitely watching the Farming Isekai season 2. Yeah, I've watched multiple Farming Isekais, so it took me like a few seconds to remember which one it was, but season 1 of this one was really good. In terms of reaction speed, Okuta, Susanoo, and Sasaki is equal. Yeah, I mean, that's fair enough. And with that final comment from L. Kane of strong women, I think we're going to end the stream there. Thank you everyone for watching. We'll probably be doing a Chainsaw Man stream then to talk about the ending of Chainsaw Man because there's a lot to unpack there. But thank you all for watching. Thank Gizmo for the super chat, and I hope to see you again soon. What's that? One last thing. Remember the record of Ragnarok was the friends who made along the way. What a beautiful send off to this stream.